Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. Here we are today on a Monday after the Jets getting destroyed yesterday by the Buffalo Bills. And in this one, I want to go live. And give you guys a little rant about what my thought process is with this New York Jets football team. Also get into the chat and answer any of the questions you guys might have in the live chat, because obviously there's a lot to talk about with the New York Jets right now, not in a positive manner. And you guys know me, I'm a very big Jets optimistic type of fan, but there's really not a lot to be optimistic right now. The Jets are 2-7 and having absolutely looking terrible on the defensive side of the ball for the last 5 games. The Jets are historically looking like one of the worst defenses in NFL history, not only just as a Jets fan perspective. This is easily the worst Jets defense I've seen in my Jets fan lifetime, which is not that long, but still, I understand that there's so many Jets fans out there that's been living through the entire, they've been alive since the Super Bowl, and they watched Joe Namath, and then they're here today, and it's been the same stuff over and over and over again, and then they remind young Jets fans like myself, they're like, hey, Richie, you have not been through nearly as much pain as I have. I would stop covering the Jets if I were you. Well, listen, guys, I'm not going to do that. I'll be covering the Jets all the way through. I don't know when I'll stop doing this, but it's not anytime soon. And I'm going to be covering them through the highs and through the lows. And right now, we're at the lowest of lows. And I'm still going to be live talking to you guys, making content. So shout out to everybody in the chat that's tuning in. I know that it's an earlier live stream than usual on Monday. Unfortunately, Jack was not able to make it. Neither is Ali. So I'm going to be alone in today's live stream. So I wanted to get it out of the way. Go live right now. It's 3:30 right now, so hopefully you guys can join in the chat, ask away some questions. I see Godly Shots in the chat. What's good? Shout out to Dan as well. What's good, Dan? Hope you're having a good day. So yeah, guys, I just want to give you guys my little rant on what's going on with this Jets team. I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments section, guys. Please leave a comment, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching in a replay. Your thoughts about this Jets team right now, your biggest takeaways from Robert Saleh, whether it's the head coaching job, whether it's the quarterback position, the defense as a whole. Please leave a comment down below of anything you guys want me to talk about, because I'll gladly get into anything. So please make sure you smash that thumbs up button on your way into the stream, guys, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already new. And before we get into the deep dive of my rant, I just want to say thank you guys so much. I just hit 9,000 subscribers yesterday, and I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, it means a lot that you guys continuously show support on this channel, even when the Jets are absolutely terrible. I went through the same thing last year and the year prior. This is year number 3 for Jets Media, and it means a lot that you guys are really showing so much support, hitting the subscribe button, liking the video, showing your friends, your families. It means a lot. So, guys, thank you. 9,000 subscribers is a crazy milestone. Cannot believe I actually hit that, but thank you, guys. Without you, none of this would be possible. So let's get into my rant real quick, guys. First and foremost is the defense. The defense has been absolutely atrocious for the past couple of 5 straight weeks. It's been absolutely atrocious. So the biggest thing I want to talk about with the defense is what's going on. What happened? Because as you guys know, going into the season, the expectations for the defense was low because we lost Carl Lawson, and we thought that he was going to be the X factor of this defense. We thought that Carl Lawson would give that edge presence that this Jets defense has lacked for a long time. And we did not think that the Jets secondary would be able to keep up with anybody. And our expectations for the defense was low. And I'm talking about preseason. I'm talking about training camp. And then week number 1, through week number 4, the defense exceeds all of our expectations. They're keeping us in games. CJ Mosley's playing out of his mind. The Jets secondary is playing way higher than anybody expected. Bryce Hall is taking a big step in year number 2. Brandon Echols surprising as a rookie. Michael Carter II's a bright spot. Marcus May was making good plays when he was healthy. The linebacker unit, the D-line was getting pushed, stopping the run, getting pressure. Basically what I'm trying to say is the defense started off the year good. We were top 10 in the league through week 4. Ever since then, the defense has been an absolute embarrassment. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no ounce of optimistic things you can say about this Jets defense. And the question is, who is there to blame? Is it the head coach? Is it the assistant coaches? Is it a lack of talent on the roster? Or is it simply a lack of execution? It could be everything in one. I'm not going to say it's this is the issue, because I don't know the issue. I don't think you guys know the issue either, because it's really complicated to figure out what's going on with this Jets defense. So that's the biggest thing that I'm worried about with this Jets D, is it's not like we've been this bad all season long, because to start off the season, we showed that the scheme works when executed properly and the defense can make stops. But the biggest problem with this defense that's been a problem since week 1 has been the turnovers, or should I say the takeaways. The Jets' takeaways on defense has been absolutely non-existent. We got our second interception of the entire season last year. I think it was Niesman who got it. Our first one was Shaq Lawson. And the Jets' turnover to takeaway differential, the ratio, is atrocious. I'm not sure the exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure the Jets, as an offense, has like 25 plus turnovers, and the Jets defense has around 7 takeaways. You're not going to be a successful football team in this league with that type of margin. So I think the turnovers has been a really big issue for this defense in terms of forcing turnovers, because you see all these top defenses in the NFL today. Those defenses are able to give the ball to the offense in good field position. It seems like this defense is not being able to do that. So I want to talk about what's going on with this defense yesterday, right? So, or this game in general. So against the Buffalo Bills, the Jets were in the game. Now, let me finish before you say, what? They were in the game. They lost 45-17. Listen, if you guys remember, with under 2 minutes left to go, the score was 10-3. The Jets made a really, the second quarter, their defense looked really good. Got a bunch of stops. Quentin Williams got a sack. They were getting to Josh Allen. The defense was trying to finally making some plays. The offense finally got cooking. Mike White went down the field. They got a field goal, 10-3 Jets. And then the Bills get the ball with under 2 minutes left to go. And then this is where the entire game just completely flipped over. We all know what happened. Stephon Diggs beat Brandon Echols on a double move. And all of a sudden, the Bills are in the red zone. And then Brandon Echols leaves the game with a quad injury, and he's actually out for 3 to 5 weeks, which is very unfortunate. And then they sub Javelin Guidry in. Javelin Guidry's matched up against Stephon Diggs. They target Guidry on back-to-back plays. Touchdown Bills, 17-3 going into half. And then the Bills get the ball first out of the halftime to start off the third quarter. The Bills score a touchdown in the first 3 minutes. So it went from 10-3 with 2 minutes left in the second quarter, all of a sudden to 24-3. And then we get the ball back after the Bills score a touchdown in the beginning of the third quarter. Mike White throws an interception on this first pass attempt. The Bills get the ball back. They score again. All of a sudden, it's 31-3. That was just a terrible sequence of events for the Jets. That's what lost us this game. If the Jets were able to get 2-minute defense and not, let Josh Allen and the Bills go down the field the way they did at the end of this first half, and it would be a completely different game, because that just sucked the momentum out. Not saying the Jets would have won the game by any means necessary, but those are the key parts of this game. When I rewatched it, I'm like, yeah, this is where the Jets lost it, because there was a chance where the Jets can actually stay in it. But that sequence was just absolutely terrible to watch. And all of a sudden, you blink your eyes, and the Jets are down 31-3 after being in the game down 10-3. So pretty crazy sequence of events from the Jets right there. I really blame this game in particular on the coaching. I feel like they did not have a good game plan defensively on the Bills for sure. Whether that's a lack of execution of the players part of things, we don't know. But having Stephon Diggs one-on-one with Javelin Guidry and Brandon Echols for the whole game doesn't make sense to me. I understand that the scheme that Robert Saleh implements is, hey, Bryce Hall, we're not going to move him around. He likes one side of the field. We're not that type of defense that shadows the top-tier talent. Well, my answer to that is you got to be able to adjust. I know that scheme comes first, but if there's lining Stephon Diggs on the left side on purpose because they know that Bryce Hall is their best corner and they want to avoid him, then you got to be able to switch it around. I mean, that's just my thoughts about that. You know, it was really hard to watch Javelin Guidry go one-on-one with Stephon Diggs at the red zone back-to-back times. I was like, what's going on? Let's see someone else on him because Javelin Guidry is more of a slot cornerback going up against a superstar wide receiver. And the other things with this Jets defense that I don't understand is the over-middle stuff. The amount of times that we finally get it's 3rd and short or 3rd and manageable for the Bills or even the entire season, there's so many times where the opposing offenses are able to find the hole in the zone for an easy first down. I've noticed that it's really been a problem this year on 3rd down for the Jets defense. They cannot get off the field. Whether they get a good stop on 1st and 2nd down, it seems like the opposing offenses get the first down when it's 3rd down every single time, and that's frustrating. As we know, this Jets defense, the blueprint for it, it's all about the pass rush. It's all about up front, the D-line, the front 7, getting to the quarterback, disrupting the plays. Well, the reason why this Jets defense has been lacking is because the defensive line has been regressing over the season. We re-signed John Franklin Myers to a big contract extension. John Franklin Myers had a really good start to the season. He was a big reason why the Jets D was so good in the first 4 weeks, like I mentioned earlier in the video. JFM has not looked anything like he was. Now, I don't know if that's because he signed his contract and he feels good or it's just a lack of, heart, but the D-line has been disappointing. Quinnen Williams, not disappointing at all. He's been disrupting every single game. He's leading the team in sacks. He's getting his numbers. He's disrupting it. But these other guys on the team that's just not stepping up. And I'm not blaming injuries at all. But there is a lot of things going on with this Jets defense personnel-wise that you can definitely say it's a lack of talent. And that's for sure. If we want to really look at what this Jets defense is supposed to look like with full throttle, with everybody healthy, and then you look at what it is now, it's a big difference. But the one thing I will say to that is the NFL is a game of injuries, and the good teams in this league are the ones that can coach and have deep teams where they plug them in and they understand that the scheme will help them out and they have a good mindset for these young guys. So am I a Jets fan that's giving up on Robert Saleh and think that he's not going to be the head coach for this Jets team future? Absolutely not. I know going into the season that it was going to be a season that's not really about the wins and losses. It's going to be about these young guys getting a lot of playing time. We lead the league in rookie snaps out of anybody. We lead the league in the youngest team in the NFL for sure. And I knew that comes with a lot of mistakes, a lot of bad games, a lot of blowouts. But when you're living in it in real time, like we are right now, and watching the Jets defense just historically give up like over 150 points in the last 4 games, it makes you scratch your head. Like, what is going on? Is it the lack of talent that's the issue right now? Or is it this coaching? Because to me personally, there's a lack of heart. There's a lack of sense of urgency. There's a lack of intensity on the defense. And that really stings because that's the one thing that I wanted to see this Jets team become in year number 1 of the Saleh regime and the system is even if we're, not winning a lot of games, we're showing heart. We're showing intensity. We're showing that we're in every game. We're showing a sense of urgency. We're showing a sense of identity being formed. And that is not the case. And that's really concerning because that is the one thing I was hoping for, where after the season's over, and guys, the season's not anywhere near done. We're 2-7. There's still 8 games left to be played. So a lot of things can happen where, Saleh can prove everybody wrong once again. Because there's a lot of times where we come off a blowout, we get a crazy win. No, we come off a crazy blowout. We suck. Everyone thinks Saleh's terrible. And then the Jets go out there and beat a team like the Cincinnati Bengals. And everyone's like, oh, here we are. So I just want to remind you guys that this season is all about ups and downs. It's all about, how this Jets regime and this Jets front office to understand who's going to be on this future or not. Because the reality is we have very young, inexperienced players to go along with young, inexperienced coaching. And that is definitely a big concern. I see Jets fans saying, like, why do we hire a young, inexperienced coaching staff with a young, inexperienced team? Because there's no experience on this team where you have comfortability thinking like, okay, they know what it's like to win in this league. They've done it before. They just got to replicate the same system. We're kind of like having rookies all over the place. Like, not only do we have the most rookies on the team player-wise, the entire coaching staff is pretty much rookies, including the head coach, including the offensive play caller, and a lot of assistants as well. This is their first time. So Obviously it's a big concern. There's no sugarcoating it. Jets fans have every single right to be upset right now. We're a laughing stock again. The national media is roasting us. We hear Rex Ryan saying, "Don't never compare me to Robert Saleh ever again." Like, all right, Rex Ryan, we get it. Like, you had 2 good seasons with us. You were atrocious ever since then. You were terrible on the Bills. So I don't really care what Rex Ryan has to say. I don't know about you guys, but it really is annoying that the Jets are going out there and not being competitive. And that's the main thing that doesn't sit with me right. The offense has been, a steady incline, I would say. We started off the season really bad on the offensive side of the ball, and as games go on, the offense is starting to click. I know the offense did not do anything good yesterday. Mike White had 4 interceptions, and the offense only had 17 points, and one of those was a Joe Flacco touchdown. A lot of those was garbage time yards and garbage time touchdowns, so it doesn't even matter. But the defense, it's just absolutely atrocious what's happening, because that's supposed to be the identity of this team. And it's concerning. There's a lot of things that needs to be fixed with this team right now, personnel-wise, that the Jets are absolutely missing. And I think that's the biggest thing. So getting into the offensive side of the ball, I want to talk about Mike White and his whole situation. So Mike White went into this game as he had an opportunity to show if he's a one-hit wonder or not. The Mike White era was crazy. Mike White goes out there against the Cincinnati Bengals, and we know what he does. We know what he did. Historical performance, wins over the hearts of Jets fans, wins over the hearts of the NFL world, because who doesn't love an underdog mentality or underdog Cinderella story like Mike White? And then he goes out there on Thursday Night Football. He gets injured after looking pretty decent in his 2 drives. And then he gets another opportunity to go up against the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL. Now, I think it's a little unfair, in my opinion, to just absolutely praise Mike White. Some people saying he's the guy, the future, the savior after 1 game. And then he has 1 bad game, and now he's trash, throw him to the curb. I don't even want him as my backup quarterback anymore. I think that's a little overshooting. I'm not that guy. I still think that Mike White deserves a chance in this league, and I have so much comfortability, and I'm very confident that Mike White is a guy that can be a long-term backup. I always believed Zach Wilson was the future, even during the Mike White, situation when he was starting. And some people were trying to say, could Mike White be the future? And I was like, I don't know. He could be the future, but my gut tells me Zach Wilson is the future. And I still believe, even before the game yesterday, that whenever Zach Wilson gets healthy, he should be the guy that starts, because he is the 2nd overall pick and he's the future. And that leads me into my next point. Because I think the one thing that can switch this entire season for the Jets, and we can finish off on a high note, and I know this happens a lot and it gives us false optimism, but I feel like this time it's going to be different. But if Zach Wilson comes back and he plays good football, right? He doesn't play the way he did to start off the year. He shows flashes. He's not going to play perfect football because he's still a rookie and obviously has a lot of things to work on. But if Zach Wilson get healthy, play the rest of the year, get through the season healthy, get connection with Elijah Moore, because Elijah Moore is a big stud right now, and I'm excited to break him down. Get the offense moving like Mike White and Josh Johnson did, and even Joe Flacco did. If that happens, this year will be, in my eyes at least, a positive in terms of building for the future. Because the craziest thing about this Jets team, guys, the best players are the rookies. Now, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Well, it's a good thing for the future of this team, because if they really want to build a culture and build, a really good nucleus of players to build for the future, then having good rookies is the first thing that you got to make sure that happens. So the Jets have really good rookies, and the rookies that they have are Elijah Vera-Tucker, who continues to be a very good piece for this Jets offensive line. Is going to be the core of it for the long term. Michael Carter, the second, on the defensive side of the ball, he has solidified himself as the starting nickel corner for this Jets team for the future. Even Brandon Echols has been playing really good football for a 6th-round rookie. I know that he went down with an injury. He's going to be out for 3 to 5 weeks. Very unfortunate. I also know that he got beat by Stephon Diggs in a double move. And hey, Stephon Diggs is one of the best receivers in the NFL. I'm not too upset about him getting beaten on a double move down the field. That's going to happen. But Brandon Echols is definitely a bright spot. Unfortunate for him that he had to go down with an injury. I think that Brandon Echols could be a very good piece for this Jets defense moving forward in terms of depth. I don't think that I feel comfortable of him being the starting cornerback next year, but I do have a lot of comfortability of him being a backup or someone that comes in a rotation for the future. And then going back on the offensive side of the ball, Michael Carter, the running back, and Elijah Moore on the receiver, those two guys are really becoming household names for this Jets offense. So we got three core players on the offense. We got AVT, we got Michael Carter, the running back, and Elijah Moore. Those three are big, big pieces for this Jets offense moving forward. Now, the biggest question mark for the offense in terms of the rookies is obviously Zach Wilson. If Zach Wilson starts to really click, then this offense at the end of the year, we can say, wow, in one draft class, we got a starting left guard who we have a lot of, optimism of the star he could become. We have a running back who has star potential written all over him. Michael Carter really does have a lot of things that he does where I'm looking at myself like, we might have got something special in Michael Carter. Because listen, there's not a lot of optimistic things to say about the Jets right now. There's not a lot of things, and I understand that. But Michael Carter, the running back, is somewhere where I look at with confidence and say he has star potential. He makes people miss every time he touches the ball. He is a guy that you can run the offense through. He's not only a running back that can pick up yards on the ground, but he's a pass-catching back. You guys know how great MC has been doing, and Mike Carter deserves all the praise. And then Elijah Moore, the wide receiver, deserves a lot of praise as well. He has 4 touchdowns, and I think in 3 games. So Elijah Moore, it's a really good sign. Excuse me. It's a really good sign that Elijah Moore, after having a slow start to the season, and I still don't put it on him that it was a slow start to the season. It was a slow start of the season for the offense. There was nobody doing anything. Even Michael Carter had a slow start to the season. But if you guys remember, in training camp, Elijah Moore was being hyped up like no other. Like, people were saying he's going to be the next Justin Jefferson. And this was the Jets beat, man. The Jets beat were at training camp. They saw Elijah Moore in person. Even I went to training camp for a couple of days. I saw Elijah Moore in person, and I was even a sucker for it. I'm like, yo, Elijah Moore looks different. Like, he really is going to be a difference maker for this Jets offense in year number 1. And he's proving it. He looks like a gadget receiver that you can do so much with, and he is showing a lot of potential, and he has star potential written all over him. Now, the biggest question is, when Zach Wilson comes back, they need to make sure they continuously feed Elijah Moore and Michael Carter the ball, because I think Elijah Moore has proven to be the number 1 option for this Jets offense. I think that Corey Davis, I'm not a Corey Davis hater, but I don't think Corey Davis has proved to be a number 1 option, like a number 1 receiver. The Jets right now, we don't have a number 1 receiver, so he's going to be labeled that for us. Like, he's our number 1 receiver, but on a really good football team, he's a number 2. But I think Elijah Moore has abilities to be the number 1 receiver for this Jets team moving forward. And I genuinely believe that. Some people are going to say, oh, he can't be number 1. He's only 5'10". Well, there's a lot of receivers in this league that are small, that are number 1 receivers, like Tyreek Hill, Brandon Cooks when he was in his prime, Antonio Brown when he was in his prime. There's a lot of people under 6 foot that are number 1 options in an offense and succeed. So a really good sign that we have rookies that are developing, because if that wasn't the case, say the Jets are 2-7, the defense is a trash, and where we are right now, but the rookie draft class that we have right now is looking like crap. It would be a big, big deal in a bad light if that was the case. But that's not the case. The Jets are making moves. Joe Douglas deserves a lot of credit for the draft class this year, but he definitely deserves to be, critiqued on his draft class the year prior and his free agency, because I think Joe Douglas, he does not want to open up the bank for free agents right now, because he understands that this Jets team is far away from competing, so he does not want to spend a lot of money right now. He's going to save that for someone becomes available to really open up the bank. But that's really my thoughts, guys. That's my little rant. The defense has been a joke, historically bad. There's no sugarcoating it. A lot of things needs to change. Mike White, he unfortunately had a bad game, but I'm not going to quickly say Mike White sucks all of a sudden. I love the confidence he shows. I think that Zach Wilson deserves a shot when he gets healthy, obviously. I think that's no-brainer. And I think that the Jets should re-sign Mike White as the backup quarterback for the long-term future as well. I think it's a big positive that Mike White went out there as the backup quarterback. And just remember where our mindset was with this quarterback room before the season started. If Zach Wilson goes down, we have Mike White as our backup, we're doomed. Well, we were wrong. So that's great. Mike White has proved to be a guy that can, move the sticks and be a competent quarterback when his name is called. I'm not going to say he sucks now because he went up against the number 1 defense in the NFL and the Buffalo Bills and threw 4 picks. I know that he looked bad yesterday, but I'm not going to just quickly write off Mike White as not a good backup quarterback for the future. So there's a lot of things that Jets fans feel about this Jets team right now, rightfully so. There's a lot of people, questioning Robert Saleh, a lot of people questioning the personnel, the front office, and all those questions are very, they're allowed to be questioned. You know what I'm trying to say? Like everything that Jets fans are thinking right now and feeling right now and everything that the media is saying about the Jets, it's allowed because we suck right now. And I'm not someone that's going to say the Jets do not deserve to be critiqued because they deserve to be critiqued heavily. And it's unfortunate. But my mindset with this whole thing going into this season, I expected games like this. I expected dry patches like this. I expected the fan base to become impatient and understand that the Jets suck. I expected the media to be on top of the Jets and say they suck before the season started. And I know you don't want to hear that, but I definitely did expect that. But the one thing I will say is I did not expect this defense to be historically this bad. That's what I'll say. Now I'm going to open this up to a Jets Q&A, guys. So please, in the comment section, let me know what you guys want me to talk about. I'm not able to go live with Jack or Ali today. Both of those guys are busy. So it's just you just get me today. My apologies. So, guys, let me know in the chat what you guys think about, what you want me to talk about. Richie, you're always optimistic, OMG. Hey, I'm being realistic, man. I'm not being overly optimistic, Snoopy. I'm definitely showing the truth, in my opinion. I'm not gonna. I went on my rant. I critiqued the defense. I shitted on everybody that deserved to be critiqued, and then I just give a different spin on it that I believe. Listen, guys. I just want to say you don't have to agree with everything I say. This is just a platform where I'm voicing my opinions, and you guys deserve to disagree with me, and that's okay. Squish the fish. We're on to Miami. Let's go. Let's see. Richie rocks. Thank you, Robbie. You're my guy. We're playing Miami this Sunday, Snoopy. All right. Who is our starter if Zach isn't ready? If Zach is not ready, I think it's still Mike White's job. Personally, I know some people are like, Joe Flacco, put him in. I don't know. I don't really want to put Joe Flacco out there. I'd rather have Mike White out there. But if Zach's not ready, I give Mike White another chance. What do you think about Tua as a Jets fan? I think Tua, my take on Tua is I think it's unfortunate for him personally that it just doesn't feel like the Dolphins are all bought into him. And as like a human being, that's really hard to grasp that your own organization just doesn't believe in you because they're, fielding calls for Deshaun Watson and all that. But Tua as a player, I feel like he's a pro and he does not let the distraction get to him and he goes out there and executes. I think he still has a chance the rest of the season to prove to be the guy for the Dolphins long term, but he still has a lot of things to work on, just like any other young quarterback. It's hard to win and succeed in this league as a young QB. And we're going to see him as versus the Jets next week. Corey Davis is very underwhelming with all of his damn fumbles. Yeah, TJ, that was a very heartbreaking play. That was a game-altering play. The Jets' offense finally was moving. They were going to get 3 points before the half, and Corey Davis had to fumble. Very disappointing. Corey Davis, I said it earlier, it's not like we gave him number one receiver money. We're giving him $12, $13 million per year. That's the market nowadays. If you're a quality receiver on the market, that's the price you got to pay. It's not like we're giving him $20 million per year or even 15 plus per year. He's getting paid like a number two receiver, and he's playing like that as well. He's a little underperforming. Early in the season, he had a couple drops, but he hasn't been all that terrible. It's not like all he's been doing is missing and dropping passes, not getting in the end zone. He showed some flashes this year, but definitely underperforming. I agree. Question: do you feel Zach Wilson will grow a beard later in his career like Rodgers? Well, Pat, I don't know the answer to that. But I feel like Zach Wilson has that baby face where he's gonna look like young, like a kid forever. Like when Zach Wilson's 30 years old, he's gonna look like he's 21 years old still. That's my thoughts. Richie, you the man. James, you the man. Appreciate you. Saleh just said on Michael K show that Rex Ryan knows where to find me and that Rex always has something to say. Wow. That's pretty crazy. I didn't know that. Richie, all the top new coaches are offensive coordinators. Why do we go with the defensive guy who obviously doesn't know what he's doing? Um, so this is interesting, right? Because if you guys remember, when we hired Joe Douglas as a GM, at the time he was a top candidate. Like he was the number one GM available. We get him. Robert Saleh was one of the hottest coaching candidates, and we get him. And right now we're living through the dysfunction and we're living through the negative part. So it sucks. But I'm not someone to say he doesn't know what he's doing yet. I got to give him a full season of work before that. But there's no, sugarcoating to the fact of this moment, the past 5 weeks, he looks like he does not know what he's doing. That's for sure. He needs to do a lot better than that. Richie, do you have a score prediction this Sunday? I don't know who's starting for the Jets at the quarterback position yet, so I'll let you know. Guys, make sure you smash that like button if you are new to the stream. We got 34 likes with 81 of you guys watching. I would really appreciate if you smash that like button for your boy. Appreciate you guys. Do you think we can beat Miami after what they did to the Ravens? I'll tell you this. My optimism of beating the Dolphins is definitely lower than I thought it would be this week. Going in, after I saw their defense against Lamar, if we have Zach Wilson out there, I expect him to do the same thing. Zero blitz, bump and run man-to-man, and the Jets need to have an answer for that, man. The Dolphins have been disappointing this year, obviously. Going into this year, I think every Dolphins fan expected them to be in the playoff race. I think even NFL fans expected the Dolphins to be in the playoff race because they won 10 games last year. So they've been underperforming right now this season. But their defense took a big step, and they made a big statement at home on primetime football that their defense, when it's all clicking and their system works, it's impossible to do anything against. So now the Jets have to go up against a defense that's well-rested and just shut down one of the best quarterbacks, playmakers in the league right now, Lamar Jackson. So I don't think we're going to be able to beat Miami easily. I think it's a winnable game. I'm not going to say it's not. It's a division game at home. This should be the Jets should win this. They can win this, should I say? But it's not going to be easy. Not at all. Not at all. People have to chill. It's the first year in both systems. Give it time. We all knew that this was going to suck this year. Relax and enjoy the pain. See, JFK, this is the exact mindset that I have, and I get called out for it all the time, that I'm too optimistic, you're too happy, you're too this. But this is why I'm not that upset. I'm not that frustrated as some other people, because I knew going in that it's the first year in a system with a really young and experienced guys. And just because we say it's going to take time, that doesn't mean it's guaranteed it's going to work. But I know that it's really hard to tell after 1 year if it's going to work or not. Does that make any sense? But I agree with you what you said, JFK. I agree for sure. I think the Jets might be able to beat the Dolphins, but the Jets could definitely beat the Texans. Yeah, so the Jets schedule gets really light right now, guys. The Jets schedule, we're going up against the Miami Dolphins this Sunday. That's a winnable game. Then the Houston Texans, that's a winnable game. And then who we got after that? The Saints. That's not going to be an easy game. Once Zach Wilson is able to grow a beard, he will be. Why are you guys talking about his beard? You guys want me to grow out my beard? I got a baby face, but I can still grow if you guys want. Just kidding. You start Wilson Sunday if he's good to go. Develop the kid. He's had his time off. Yeah, I agree, TJ. If Zach Wilson's ready to go, if he's able to go, he'll have 2 weeks of practice. He had a lot of time to digest everything. Put him out there. But don't rush him back. If he's not 100%, don't start him. Hey, Richie, do you think we can have a Denzel Mims sighting? I wish, man. The whole Denzel Mims situation is unfortunate. To start off the year, we were all, where's Mims? Where's Mims? And then he gets an opportunity. Corey Davis goes down with a hip injury. Denzel Mims replaces him. Denzel Mims gets 2 games of starter playing time, and he disappointed. He dropped a touchdown, dropped another pass, underperformed. But that's not going to be it that's not going to be all she wrote for Denzel. He's still going to have an opportunity, but he definitely disappointed when he had his opportunity to show up. Richie, do you still believe in Salah? Anthony, I talked about this earlier. I'm not someone to overreact and someone to just, lose my belief, but there is questions surrounding Salah, but I didn't lose my belief in him of being the guy for sure, if that makes sense. But he deserves a lot of criticism right now. He deserves a lot of things of how he, ignites a fire within his players, because he always preaches that all gas, no break mentality. And it's unfortunate because you just don't see it on the field. And Jets fans have every single right to question him for that. I still believe in him, but I still am going to question his, what he's been doing this past couple of games. I believe that he is a guy that is trying his best to develop this young team for the future. Because I think the problem with Robert Saleh is that he has a very long-term plan with this team where it kind of feels like he's tanking on this season. And that's not going to sit well with Jets fans. And not to say that he's tanking on the season that he's trying to lose on purpose for a better draft pick. That's not what I mean. He's tanking on the season in the grand scheme of things that he'd rather get the young players playing time and the Jets lose and they get to develop than giving older veterans and 1-year guys chances where we can show a little flash in the pan of success. Like, Salah's trying to build a long-term sustainable winner here, and he's going through a big-time adversity in year number 1. That's kind of where I'm at with Salah. So I'm giving him a little leeway just because I understand his approach, and he's letting the young kids develop. And when you lead the league in most rookie snaps by anybody by a large margin, and you're the youngest team of football, stuff like this is going to happen, and I understand that. That's my opinion. Richie, you haven't gave us our third place credit yet. Dolphins in third now. LOL, all love, bro. Yeah, Colin. The Jets are back into last place. Congratulations, Finns fans. You guys are back in third. But that hopefully will change when we verse this Sunday. Hopefully. Hopefully, right? Let's see. Miami is favored by 2.5. Of course, the Jets are not going to be favored after that. Make a bet with TD. I don't have confidence in my Jets right now to make a bet. If I had confidence, I would. I hope, And now I look like Aaron Rodgers. First it was Mike White. Now it's Aaron Rodgers. I guess I'll take that. We got the first donation of the stream by the NY Jets 15. Where's all the fire on the sidelines we saw in San Francisco? This guy shows as much fire as Gase. Cut the cord now and hire Rex now. How is this D that bad? The NYJ Jets 15. Thank you so much for the $5 donation, man. Appreciate the support as always. Listen, I feel like Saleh, he does show fire on the sidelines, but he only shows fire when the Jets does something. When you see him on the sideline when they're down 31-3, he looks like there's no fire because he looks defeated, and I agree with that. But there's plenty of sample size of Saleh showing fire on the sidelines this season with the Jets, like he was in San Francisco. But that's only when the Jets are doing good things. The problem is there's not a lot of good things happening with this team for him to get fired up about. And listen, Rex Ryan was good for 2 seasons, and then Rex Ryan went to crap. So I'm okay on not getting Rex Ryan back here, but I understand why Jets fans love Rex because he's the last coach to bring us to the playoffs, and I have no issue with that. A team has to show progress, especially with rookies. Otherwise, the coach will lose the locker room, and the players will not remain the team long enough to see him come to life. I agree, man. I agree big time. I think the Jets – offensive rookies, defensive rookies, they're getting a lot of playing time and they're getting a lot of leeway, but they got to start gelling. And it's up to the veterans to making sure that they keep holding everybody accountable and understand their why and desire. I think Foldy Fatukasi, the captain of this Jets defense, he looked at everybody in the face after that game yesterday in his post-game speech, and he said, you realize that we're playing for our jobs right now, and everyone needs to look themselves in the mirror and understand, if I do not get my shit together, I'm going to be unemployed. And they're talking about, real life shit. So hopefully that can clean up and they get a sense of urgency. don't think any one person is to blame. I just wish they would have kept a few veterans to help this young coaching staff. Need some on the field knowledge when things start to go bad. Yeah, I agree, Jets Blues. I think the Jets coaching staff lacks that veteran presence that we need. We're very inexperienced, not only on the field, but on the sidelines. So that's the big issue when it comes to the Jets coaching staff that I feel a little, unwarranted. Is it's unfortunate that we don't have any experience, So now I'm looking at the Robert Saleh stuff on calling out Rex Ryan. Hold on. So Robert Saleh responded to Rex Ryan. He said, "I've never met Rex, never had a conversation with Rex. If that's that personal for him, he knows where to find me." All right. Well, Rex Ryan versus Saleh beef continues, and that's probably going to get blown up everywhere. Another donation from the NY Jets fan. Thank you, man. I appreciate the donation, man. Really helps out the channel. Becton was another bad pick. Time we all face it. Always injured. D-line will have. We have to be the only team that doesn't put hands up to deflect balls. Yeah, man. Unfortunately for Mekhi, I think he's a big-time talent. And, the injury is a big issue. He's not in shape right now because he's just coming off knee surgery. But the truth is, when he's on the field, he's a dominant player. But the problem with him is he can't stay on the field. And that's definitely something he needs to work on. But the craziest thing is the reason why he got hurt was because of his teammate, Greg Van Roten. And it's just totally unfortunate. But I agree there. And the D-line has to be the only team. Well, Shaq Lawson did get an interception with the deflection against the Bengals that changed the team, changed that game. But I do agree with you. The Jets defensive line needs to put their hands up big time. V-Man with a $10 donation. Thank you so much, V-Man. Appreciate you as always, bro. Rex is washed up. Our defense lacks talent. Need 5 new starters of defense. Jets fans need to understand that the defense has not been a priority first 2 years under Douglas. That is very true, V-Man. Douglas has been trying to build this offense because he understands that the defense has been good, but the offense has been terrible for the last decade plus. So that's a good point. And Jets fans are not going to, want to swallow that pill, V-Man. But V-Man, I really do appreciate all the donations that you show on the channel. Really does mean a lot. Appreciate you, bro. What did Rex Ryan say? Rex Ryan said, "Don't you ever compare me to that bum again." I don't think he said the word bum, but because when we first hired Robert Saleh, some people were comparing Saleh to Rex in terms of the defense and in terms of the energy. And now that Rex Ryan's like, "Don't you ever compare me to this guy. I would never do this, what he's doing." And then he went off on him. And then Robert Saleh says, "You know where to find me." So now you're just expect the national media to take this story and bring it all the way to the sky where it doesn't need to be anything. And they're going to say, "Oh, Robert Saleh said this about Rex." And Rex Ryan's going to respond. And then it's going to be Jets this, Jets that, negative, negative, negative. I don't read any of that or listen to any of that for this exact reason, because that drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. I don't care about Rex Ryan versus Robert Saleh drama. I'm sorry. I really don't. Benjamin says, "I just want to say one positive thing about a certain player. Out of all the negatives of this team, AVT has been a monster. Right now, he is the top rookie tackle, bright spot on our offensive line for sure." Benjamin, thank you for bringing up a positive, because Jets fans need any ounce of positivity, any ounce of optimistic feeling about this team, because we are in the mud right now. And it's true. AVT is a star, and it's a big sign that it's a really good sign that he is, because not only did we draft him in the first round, but we gave up capital to get him. Can you imagine the backlash that Joe Douglas would be getting right now if AVT was sucking, because we gave up capital to get AVT? So it's a really good sign that he's playing this well, and very big positive. I appreciate you bringing that up, Benjamin. Are we happy to have Zach Wilson back, or are we going to start Joe Flacco? If Zach Wilson is 100% ready to go, he's going to be the quarterback. There's no question about that. If he's not 100% ready to go, then we'll see who's going to be the quarterback. How do you think the Jets will do against Miami? I think it's going to be a tough game. I think the Jets are going to be going up against a very good Miami Dolphins defense. I think the record of them being 3-7, I know that they're 3-6 or whatever the record is. I know that their record is not good. I know that they lost a lot of games in a row. I think 7 actually, won a 7-game losing streak. But they're coming off 2 wins in a row, and they're coming off beating the Baltimore Ravens and shutting down Lamar Jackson. So the defense is good. We know what they did last year, and I'm definitely a little concerned, to be frank. I think this should be the game where our defense can finally wake up because Tua has not been like someone to, light up anything this year. He hasn't been terrible. He hasn't been great. So this is a big test for the Jets defense if they want to get back on track. But it's not going to be an easy game. Just looking at all the comments, guys. My apologies. I'm trying to get to all the comments. Elijah Moore is having a great second half. Yeah, man, this is another huge positive for the Jets. Elijah Moore is looking like a very good player for the New York Jets' future. Really good stuff from Elijah Moore. Awesome to see that. Love your channel. It's painful to hear, but we must be patient. We now know that AVT, Moore, Hall, and the two Carters can play. We just need another strong draft and a better free agency class in 2022. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate this take, and thank you for saying you love my channel. It means a lot, all the support on this channel for sure. I agree, man. I really think that the Jets fans need to realize that we are lacking talent all over the place, but there are a lot of bright spots on this team and the rookies and Bryce Hall and both Carters. And hopefully Zach Wilson can become that positive by the end of the season because that's what's going to turn this entire season around if that is the case. Another positive, we killed it this draft. AVT, Moore, and both Michael Carters. Yeah, Drew. Yes, we did. We did kill this draft, and Jets fans should be happy about that because if we did not kill this draft, we'd be even way worse than we are right now. That's for sure. For the Jets to have studs in this draft, and I'll tell you this, if Zach Wilson can turn the corner and finish season strong, then this draft class is going to be the reason why the Jets get out of the mud and they're going to be a competent team for the future. Another donation from the NY Jets fans. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate all the support you're showing Jets media. The season is gone, and the only thing we can do is hope Seattle keeps losing. The delay of game on 4th and 1 still has me sick to my stomach. Yeah, I agree. That broke my brain. If you guys watch my play-by-play live reaction to the game, I was livid. As I'm about to get livid right now. I was so pissed off when that happened. I did not hold back. That was probably one of the most frustrating live streams I had during the game because I couldn't hold my emotions back. I was screaming. I cannot believe on 4th and inches they could not get the snap off. Inexcusable. I agree. Can we draft some coaches? That would be nice. Do I think the Bengals will make the playoffs? It's going to be tough for the Bengals, man. Their division is good. Steelers tying is good for you guys. The Ravens losing and the Browns losing is good, but the division's tough. But I think the Bengals will make the playoffs. I do. Man, I love your channel. Even knowing I'm a Cowboys fan, can you please do a Knicks live tonight if you can? Thank you, Caden. I appreciate the support, brother. I'm not going to be able to do a live for the Knicks tonight, unfortunately. I have plans tonight, but I do appreciate the support, Caden. It means a lot. If y'all season over, just lay down for my Dolphins and start Zach for us. We will start Zach, and he's going to beat you. How about that? Huh? How about that? Dolphins fans going to be asking for Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson's going to come and light it up. Can you imagine that? I'm kidding. That's probably not going to happen, but I hope Zach Wilson starts. 2 top 10 picks. I don't know. I don't care with what pick, but I want Linderbaum. Yeah, I want him too. Man. But I'm a Jets fan that hates talking about the draft at this time. And listen, I love the NFL draft. I love everything about it, and I'm going to be covering it a lot in this offseason. But right now, in the middle of the season, me personally, the last thing I care about is the draft selection that we have and who's available because I'm so focused on this year's draft. This year where I don't care about what pick we have because I'm so sick and tired of saying, yay, 3rd overall pick. We have a top 3 pick. Yeah, it's a good thing, but okay. I think the good thing about the draft is that we can root for the Seahawks to lose, and they give us an opportunity to have 2 premier picks. That's a positive. But I'm sorry, I'm just really not the guy that gets happy over, our draft selection. I see everyone on Twitter yay, 3rd pick. I'm like, oh, no, not this again. Not this again. Gesicki to the Jets next year. I would love Gesicki to the Jets. The Jets have a big time hole at the tight end position. So any tight end would love them to come to the Jets. Sorry, Dolphins fans. We still have to have at least one more good draft class to turn the ship around. I agree, Skills baby. I agree. This year's draft class could be one of the best draft classes I've ever seen as a Jets fan. And if we can replicate it next year, because we have even more capital, we have 2 firsts and 2 seconds next year. That's 4 players in the first 2 rounds that could potentially change this entire season. And we do not have to use one of them on a quarterback, which is huge. So that's really my thoughts about that. Yeah, guys. So the Jets, we're going up against the Miami Dolphins next week. Division rival after division rival. We're home once again. We do not know who's starting at the quarterback position yet. The Jets have a lot of things to clean up on defense. The offense is taking a big step. Michael Carter's looking great. Ty Johnson's looking great. Elijah Moore's looking great. AVT's looking great. That's really it. That's it. Ah! We also need a number 1 receiver. Davis is a number 2. I agree, Drew. I will say this man, Elijah Moore, has wide receiver 1 potential where I think he's going to take over by the end of the year, and Jets fans are going to say, that's our number 1 receiver. And I said this earlier as well. A number 1 receiver does not have to be your prototypical 6'3" guy. You can have a number 1 option being 5'10". Look at Tyreek Hill, Brandon Cooks in his prime, Antonio Brown in his prime. There's a lot of sample size. Stephon Diggs isn't even that big. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's like 6'2", or maybe he could be. I could be wrong. But Elijah Moore, I think he could be our future number 1 receiver. I do. But I do think we need to get another receiver in the offseason, no doubt. How good do you think Zach Wilson will be in the future? It's look. Okay, so what do I think about Zach Wilson's future? Well, right now it's a big time, negative, because Zach Wilson has 4 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, and he has not played well this season. He has a Rookie of the Week award because he went out there, beat the Titans in crazy fashion, 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Looked really good in that game. But that was the only really flash that Zach Wilson showed this year. Zach Wilson, he's shown his talent. He's shown that he has the arm to be an elite quarterback in this league, but he has not shown to have the mental ability to handle NFL defenses and not to make the right decisions, and to be a guy that stays within the pocket, makes the right throws. Don't be, idiotic with the ball. He hasn't shown to be that type of quarterback. He hasn't shown to be a, prototypical pocket passer, and that's an issue. I'm hoping that this time off learned or taught Zach Wilson a ton, but we'll see. I think Moore need another year or 2 to develop into a number 1 receiver. I agree, Drew. I agree. I just feel like Elijah Moore has that potential to become that in the future. I don't think it's going to happen this year. I know it's midseason, but there's a position that we could spend big on this offseason. I think the position that we could spend big on this offseason could be either corner, interior offensive line, safety, tight end. D-line help will always help. I think our running backs are pretty solid. I have a lot of I think that we found our number 1 running back for the future, and I think that Ty Johnson is a very good number 2 running back. So I think the running back position is like our only position group on offense that I feel like is solidified. Quarterback, obviously we're hoping it's Zach Wilson, but that's not 100% guaranteed yet. The tight end group is just atrocious. The interior offensive line needs a lot of work. And the receivers, we're going to have a lot of pending free agents. Keelan Cole's going to be a free agent. Braxton Berrios, Jamison Crowder. What are they going to do there? And then on the defense, we need like an entire new safeties group. We need more linebackers. We need a lot of things. We need a lot of things, guys. Let's see. What do you guys want me to talk about now? The Jets only have 1 pick this year. Do you mean pick of like interception or draft picks? We have 2 interceptions this year, which sucks. And we have 2 first-round picks this year. I'm not sure if that answered your question, Wallace. So guys, ask away any questions. New quarterbacks need a good tight end. I agree, Drew. I think that the Jets should draft 2 tight ends and sign 2 tight ends this offseason. That's how bad it's been. There's a difference between a team playing like they are all rookies compared to they are playing with zero heart. I agree, Dark Soldier. I agree. This Jets team is lacking heart, lacking intensity, lacking a sense of urgency, and that's a big concern. I said that earlier on in the video when I went on my rant, that we're lacking heart. I agree. Where's Becton? So we get an idea for Becton. Mekhi Becton, he's not gonna be able to practice for a week or 2, or 1 to 3 weeks to be exact. So we'll see what happens over there. Oh, I'm just looking at my phone. Oh, Ali wants to join. I think Ali wants to join in. So Ali's going to join it real quick. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Ali's going to join in, guys. Answer more questions. Give his thoughts. Yeah, so guys, make sure you smash that thumbs up button if you did not already. I greatly appreciate it. We got 129 people watching right now, which is awesome, with 55 people liking the video. Guys, make sure you smash that thumbs up button if you did not already. I would greatly appreciate all the support here on Jets Media. I just hit over 9,000 subscribers. Thanks to everybody hitting that sub button. Means a lot. You guys are awesome. You guys really put a lot of support into Jets Media, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What about Mekhi Becton's full-time return? I don't know. He needs to practice first. So this week is going to be a big-time test for the Jets to see where the season's really going to go. We're going up against another division rival. We're going to have to go up against a team that absolutely destroyed the Baltimore Ravens in an upset fashion. We're going to have to go up against a team that defense looks like they're clicking. I feel like they're going to do a very, very similar situation where they just throw, bump and run, man-to-man, 0 blitzes at us. And that's going to be a problem for sure. We'll see what the Jets offense can do to replicate that. Do you think that our D-line is going to destroy the Dolphins' O-line? I hope, man. This Jets D-line, we got talent on there, but they're not dominating the line of scrimmage like I would hope. I expected this Jets defense to take over games. I expected this Jets defense to get to the quarterback way often than they have been, and they're just simply not. I don't know what the issue is with that, but that's big concern. Big time concern. We enjoy these streams. Thank you so much, Wayne. Appreciate the support, bro. Appreciate that. Jets offense was not good yesterday. No, it was not. The Jets offense did not do anything good. 4 interceptions for the quarterback, 4 turnovers. You're going to lose the game that way. 17 points, most of them in garbage time. Joe Flacco even got a touchdown. Did we put our expectations too high? Well, I didn't. I don't know about Jets fans, Derek, but a lot of Jets fans probably did. Going into the season, I did not have a lot of hope to be, making the playoffs or, having a positive record. I was expecting, okay, 5 wins maybe. We have 2 right now. I still think there's room for us to get 3 more. At least I hope. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I feel like Jets fans, every year we're hoping for a lot of things. We're hoping for, a big, surprise. We're hoping for a season that exceeds all of our expectations. And, to put it quite frankly, this Jets team's not ready to compete at a high level consistently right now. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's good, everybody? What's up, Richie? What's up, man? Welcome in. Jets, Jets, mess. Yeah, seems like that. Logan talking crap. Logan, my guy, what's good, bro? Good game yesterday, man. Good game. How long have I been a Jets fan for? I've been a Jets fan since I was a young kid. I don't remember. I was born in 1998, and I watched them all throughout my childhood, the Chad Pennington years. And so, yeah. And then the first time I saw the Jets winning was 2009. And we all know what happened there. No, I know you're not, Logan. I know you're not. Just saying what's good, man. It's kill or be killed in football. The Jets don't have that mentality. F the opposition. Jets forever. I like this take. Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from, bro. The Jets are lacking that heart, fire, desire, mentality, and identity that I wanted them to see this year, and it's tiring. It's tiring. Richie, don't worry. The Dolphins O-line has 3 players that are worse in the league. The O-line got dogged by Houston, so I think the Jets will get a lot of pressure. I sure hope so, because I think the reason why this Jets defense has been so bad recently is because the D-line has not been doing what they're supposed to be doing. I said going into the season that this defense is all about and all starts up front. And if the D-line does not get to the quarterback, we're not going to win games. We're not going to win games. If this Jets D-line is the X factor. If the D-line is not doing well, then the secondary is going to get torched. And that's the simple way to put it. King Jamie with a nice donation. Nothing to say, just support to bring. Jamie, you're the man. I know that your Chiefs finally looked good last night. Patrick Mahomes back to his normal self. So shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. They did their thing. And shout out to King Jamie. You're the man. Logan, who is a non-Jets fan, just so you guys know. This is Saleh's first year. Everyone needs to relax. Give the guy some time. The Jets will be top tier in the AFC East in 2 years. Logan, I sure hope so. But I agree. It's hard to think that, because us as Jets fans, we're just sick of hoping, and we want to see it. But the reality is, you cannot judge, a head coach in their first system, the first year. And I see where you're coming from, Logan. I appreciate the Jets optimism coming from a non-Jets fan. So the Jets have 1 more week, and then we verse the Miami Dolphins. So that's going to be a big time question mark for the Jets. How are they going to respond? We so far have been completely terrible against our division rival. I think we're 0-9 in 3 years. We have not defeated a division rival in so long. That sucks. That's so bad. I don't know what else to say about that. Hold on, guys. I'm just asking Ali if he's coming. Man, it's tough, guys. Shout out to all the Jets fans. We are going through a lot lately, and we're all the way back to square zero, what it feels like the whole world is against us. We had a couple of good weeks with Mike White. The phase is over. and I'm very happy to be part of a Jets community where I have a platform to be able to talk, and you guys are listening, and I appreciate you guys. And now we have this whole stupid Rex Ryan versus Robert Saleh situation, and we know it's going to be blown up, and we know that the national media is going to be all over the place about it, and we know it's just going to be yada 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 yada. Jets to this, Robert Saleh this, Rex Ryan that. Oh my God, I don't want to hear it. Here's Ali. We got Ali joining. Hey, the man, the myth, the legend, Ali from Loyal NY Jet Fans is in the building. Ali, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing? It's been a long
He's
time.
repping his NY Rangers jersey because why would he represent the Jets?
Yeah, I'm wearing a team that wins, bro.
All right, should I put my Knicks stuff on even though they lost 2 in a row?
At
Oh
least they're
wait, real
better than the
quick, we
Jets.
got Logan, $5 dono. Logan, you're the man. I'm pretty sure Logan's a Buffalo Bills fan, if I'm not mistaken. He's predicting the Jets 31, Dolphins 10, Jets, Jets, Jets. Logan, I appreciate you. You're always supporting the Jets, even though you're a Bills fan. You always show a lot of support to the channel. Logan, I appreciate you, bro. So Ali, welcome to the stream, brother. I'll have you on for a couple minutes. I've been live for over an hour. If you wanna, I'll give you the mic. I'll let you give your thoughts because I've been ranting by myself for an hour. Because as you can see, Jack was not able to join as well, so I've been on the
Yeah.
stream alone, and I've just been ranting, talking to the chat, trying to give somewhat of optimistic vibes, even though there's nothing to be optimistic about besides the rookies. So, what's your thoughts right now about this whole Jet situation?
Well, first off, I want to congrats you on your 9,000 subscribers.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Congratulations.
Means a lot.
Hard work pays off for us, especially when we're covering a terrible team. We're still growing as content creators, so at
Yeah,
least we got that going, right?
exactly. Thank you, bro.
But man, it's a shit show. It really is a shit show. This team is just, you see one game they're just on all cylinders firing, and then the other next game is just a blowout, and it's just unhealthy as a football team to just have these type of things happen to us. I mean, Robert Saleh after the Patriots game said that we're not gonna have it happen this again, and we had it 3 times after that. So like we've had so many blowout football games, and they have no answer for it. Yes, it's a young team, yes, but the mental errors are terrible. The 4th and 1 when they didn't get a snap off and they got a 5-yard penalty on that, that's inexcusable. Stuff like little things that could have. I mean, they were still in the game on that play. If they made that first down, they have a chance of scoring, put some points on the board, and they could be still in the game. But they just shoot themselves in the foot. That's what the New York Jets do. Um, I feel like we started on 1st and 25 or 20 like 3 times yesterday. That's that's so
Yeah,
terrible, man. That's like
penalties.
awful to do. Penalties and just stupid mistakes by players. Um, Corey Davis trying to do too much and fumbling the ball before the half ended. You know, little things like that could, like, the points add up when you start scoring. No matter if it's field goals or touchdowns, they had chances to score. They just blew it every single time. Um, the defense just looks lost. Um, Defensive line has not done their job. You know, from what we saw earlier in the season, they just have declined and gotten worse. Um, the receivers are not doing much. I'm happy Elijah Moore and Michael Carter are doing their job, but like other than that, like there's not much going on. Um, the Mike White era is pretty much done. You know that hype is gone, which was kind of like reasonable. I knew that was gonna end real quick. Um, and then now we got to focus on our future, which is Zach Wilson this week. Hopefully he can go, and hopefully he has a Miami team that he could beat. And I think as a rookie, as Zach Wilson, and all the hype against with Mike White, this would be a game, a very confident builder type win for him if he can go out and beat Miami this week, especially at home. You know, it's just awful to watch this football team, man. It is, like, you just know, like, I just joke around the entire game because I don't want to get like mad at the team because I'm just so used to it. I just make jokes throughout the game because I'm just like, this guy did this guy did this. Look at fantasy team. Like that's what I'm doing for the entire Jets game because it's not fun to watch the Jets anymore. Even when you thought the Jets would be at least a little fun this year, but they're not at all. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just the same thing over and over. I don't know when team's gonna be a good football team, but we're gonna be here until they are. So yeah.
Yeah, Ali and I have been together for 2 years now. This is the second year we've been collaborating, talking about the Jets. We went through last year. I think we all know what that was like. And
Mhm.
now here we are together again, and we're gonna be here to the end. I got some people commenting on my videos like, "Yo, Richie, just stop talking about the Jets. Like, save yourself. Don't make videos on them. They suck. They're gonna ruin your life." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna be with them through the thick of things because when this ship does get turned around and the Jets are back and they're in the Super Bowl, because guys, that will happen in my life. I don't
In
know
your
if it's
life.
going to happen next year, 5 years, or 30 years, but it will happen. And I will be on Jets Media, and you guys will see me as the happiest person alive. Ali and I are going to be here just remembering the 2021 season. Like, hey, remember that time where, the Jets were just getting destroyed? They gave up 175 points in 4 games, and Robert Saleh is talking crap to Rex Ryan, and there's drama there, and all this nonsense that just did this, and that. But hey, we're gonna get through this. Ali and I knows what it's like to cover bad football teams. It's nothing new. But
Mhm.
guys, we do appreciate everybody tuning into the stream, everybody showing love, because for Ali and I to continuously cover a team that sucks, um, it gives us more energy to do it when we have fans like you guys in the chat that's continuously asking for more content, asking for more articles, and Ali's stake for more Instagram content, for more Twitter content. We appreciate it because it's not easy to cover a team that's really trash. And I try my best to be realistically optimistic, if that makes sense. I'm going to give you guys my blunt because Ali, you missed it, but I started off the title of this is a rant. And I went off on my rant. I completely just shit on the entire team, basically, earlier on in the
Good.
stream, as they should be, because we're living through it. And I said going into the season that I expected a season of ups and downs. I expected a season of not a lot of wins and a lot of losing. But when you're living in the moment and you see them historically put up bad numbers, then there's some things that you really have to understand. And the biggest thing that I don't know what to do is who is to blame, and that's the big question that I have because it's hard to point fingers right now because this is what I wrote down in my notes. There's a lot of people you can blame when it comes to this defense right now. Is it lack of talent? Is it coaching? Is it lack of execution? Is it the front office not putting the right people there, which connects with lack of talent? Or is it everything at one in one? So what's your answer to that? Like, what's going on with this Jets defense? Like, is it the coaching is the issue? Is the lack of execution is the issue? Or is it a lack of talent issue? Or is it all three?
I think it's all three.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think lack of experience and talent is huge, especially for that defense. They don't have talent in the secondary. Yeah, you have young talent, but they're not experienced talent, and these receivers are just going to blow by them like they've done all year. And then we have a lot of injuries on that secondary. I feel like we lose a secondary guy every game,
Yeah.
and it's already so bad. The secondary is already so young and unexperienced and bad that we keep losing guys that who are playing bad, but we get worse of that bad on the football field. So, I mean, I feel like if you look at the roster, some of these guys probably wouldn't make 53-man rosters for other teams. If you just think about it, a lot of these guys would not make the roster any other team in the NFL. So, it's we'll see what they adjust with that. But Joe Douglas has a lot of work to. I don't think his names should be called this season, but next year, if something doesn't happen, the wins don't change next year, he will be on the hot seat, Joe Douglas. It's just I do trust him. I like what he's doing, but it's right as of right now, like he just has not put a football team out there that can win ball games and compete, and you've seen that. Um, who else? Coaching staff. You know, the coaching staff, I feel like Robert Salah just stands there. We saw that hype from him here and there, but some of these plays, he's just standing there. Like, what are you doing? Like especially in that 4th and 1, why are you not ready? What are you guys doing? That you can't get the ball off. Keep the eye on the clock and play. Just hike the ball. That's all you need to do. Um, it's it's crazy like how everyone's not doing their job, and then some random week they end up like, oh, I'm gonna start doing my job, and they win the football game. So
That's the
they're not a
craziest thing.
they're not a bad football team if they put everything together and they put their mind there. I think they are not a bad, terrible football team. From what the score, they might not win all the games, but they would show a much better effort to win a football game. They just have not shown that at all. Like the offense has done nothing yet. This week was absolutely terrible. Just getting anyone involved. No one was involved in the offense. I mean, like Corey Davis didn't get like a target until like the second in the second quarter, and then he fumbled the ball, trying to do a little bit too much. So I feel like LaFleur has been doing well. Robert Salah has been okay, but like the coaching staff needs to step up because from what they are like, they're thinking more of scheme more than looking at their talent. They just don't have talent around them. You need talent before you look at your scheme, and that's just bad coaching because he knows that you need players out there that can produce and win your football games, and then you worry about the scheme crap later. That's what you gotta worry. You gotta worry about getting a football team that can be respectable on the football field. They just don't have that on the field right now.
Yeah, I agree with everything you pretty much said, Ali. There's a lot of things that you can point the blame, the fingers at. Shout out to Jack in the chat. What's good, bro? Let's go Jets, my guy. We miss you, bro. Listen, man, you hit it on the nail, man. There's a lot of things that you can blame with this Jets team. And my take on Joe Douglas and my criticism with him is I think he's proven that he, especially this year, he can draft. This draft class, he hit a home run. But I think a big issue with Joe Douglas has been his free agency. And that's why the Jets have been so bad. And, it's really hard for a GM to come in, especially directly after, the free agency and draft process when he first got hired. Remember, McCagnon ran the show, and then he gets hired afterwards. So Douglas really pretty much only had 2 off seasons under his belt. And I feel like he has not really hit on the veterans that he brought in here. An injury is a big reason why. Obviously we are hoping for Carl Lawson to make an impact. That was a big free agent signing that we have not seen yet. And the veterans like the offensive line, Greg Van Roten, terrible signing. Connor McGovern, I wouldn't say that's a terrible signing. I think that's, he's doing his job. He's not terrible. He's not great. He's not good. But I think that he's not the long-term solution. But Joe Douglas, I think that what's going to make or break his tenure here with the Jets GM as a Jets GM is this draft class upcoming because the capital that he got is ridiculous. 2 firsts, two seconds. We all know the draft picks that we have. He hit a really big time home run this year in this draft class because their best players on this damn team, Ali, is the rookies. And I was saying earlier that could be a good thing and a bad thing at the same time because it's a really good thing for the future that the best players in this team is the rookies because we're really building a nucleus and identity of, players for the long term. But in the moment, it sucks because if your best players are rookies, that means your team sucks around you and the veterans are not good. So that's the only issue with that being a good thing. But if the Jets can go out there this draft, and I'm not one to talk about the draft at this early. Trust me. You guys heard my rant earlier. Aaliyah, I went crazy saying I don't care about a draft selection right now. I'm worried about this team. I don't care that we have the 3rd pick. I'm happy we have the 7th pick from the Seattle because that's cool. But I don't care that we have a top 3 pick because that means we suck and I'm sick of it. But talking about the draft real quick, if Joe Douglas can replicate what he did in 2021 draft to the 2022 draft and get 2 back-to-back draft classes of, big-time players, then this team has a really big chance of developing for the future because I think that Jets fans can absolutely critique his 2020 draft class. Obviously, Mekhi Becton has not panned out because he's not been able to be on the field. When Mekhi Becton's healthy, we know how dominant he is, but the issue is health. Denzel Mims, we all know that situation. And then the entire draft class, the only guy that really looks like a star in that draft class is Bryce Hall. He deserves critique of that. But I think the 2021 draft class is going to overshadow that and make up for it. And especially if Douglas goes out there this year and knocks it out of the park again, then I think that I can, say, okay, Joe Douglas, your first draft class was not good, but your next 2 were phenomenal. And that's going to be the make or break point for him. And if the Jets start losing next year, he's definitely going to be on the hot seat because you're in New York. If you don't start winning soon, then you're going to be, on the hot seat right away. And that's the biggest issue with this Jets team right now. So, Ali, as of right now, we don't know who the quarterback is next week. Mike White is coming off, a 4-pick performance against the Buffalo Bills. Zach Wilson is trying to get back with his knee. My eyes, I think that if Zach Wilson 100% ready to go, he should be the quarterback What's your thoughts on that? Who do you think should start this week if Zach Wilson is ready to go?
If Zach Wilson's ready to go, Zach Wilson 100% should be on the football field. Like, there's no doubt about it. I don't want Mike White out there. I said that last stream before this previous game. I was saying that after the Mike White show that he put on, I was like, if Zach Wilson's still healthy, you put Zach Wilson in. He obviously wasn't healthy, so Mike White went out there and played. But yeah, Zach Wilson's the pick, number 2 overall pick. Robert Salah came over to draft Zach Wilson. LaFleur has worked with Zach Wilson all summer. So, and Zach Wilson needs to come out because he did not go off playing really well. He did not before getting hurt. And now he needs to finish off the season strong. That's what our goal was for the entire this season was about developing Zach Wilson and the young guys. That what the year was about. And if Zach Wilson's not on the field, if he's fully healthy, is a problem, and that's a coaching problem. Zach Wilson needs to be out there and needs to learn from his mistakes and get better on the field. Maybe these 3 games that he missed were beneficial for him and to learn just sit on the sidelines and just watch the game and get better that way. And hopefully he's a much better quarterback this weekend if we see him. But like it is a lot of quarterbacks who sit come out and play pretty good right after they just watch the game and like observe the game. And I know Wilson's more of a film junkie from all his other coaches. I've told him BYU coaches, even the coaches in New York have said that he's a film junkie and he wants to learn and he watches and then replicates that. So hopefully he learned a lot from on the field, watching Josh Allen on the field, seeing these quarterbacks out there and just learning a little bit more each and every week. And hopefully we can see some type of, juice out of him for the next couple of weeks if he's able to play this week. That's the development. We need to see clean games. We need to see him in the pocket doing the small things that he wasn't able to do earlier in the season, where like a small dump offs, not just the big plays to have like like having like 60-yard bombs and stuff like that. Like the short game that Mike White did against the Bengals, and that's how we won the football game. So if he can be that game manager who can also make those nice big throws, you have a good one in Zach Wilson. He has all the tools. We just need to put it all together. And maybe he needs to get benched almost pretty much with this injury just to learn, get the hype down a little bit on him. Now people want Zach Wilson on the field because Mike White just sucked yesterday. So now people want Zach Wilson on the field, and now he can just go back to the hype that he had from the draft in week 1. And now people are like excited to see Zach Wilson again, and that will hype Zach Wilson up. It is true. It is kind of weird to talk about, but it is New York. It is kind of like if you don't do bad, if you don't do good, you're gonna get booed at. It happened yesterday. I mean, they were chanting Mike White against the Bengals, and yesterday they started booing him. So, it's New York, and if you suck one game, and you're done in New York. So, Zach Wilson needs to come out and just be himself and just play at his level, because I think he can be really good football player. He just needs to go out there and just produce. He doesn't have to go for the win. Have a chance in the fourth quarter for a win. That's all we want.
Yeah, man. And when it comes to Zach Wilson, I think that the only way that this season can turn into a big positive for Jets fans and for the Jets in general is if Zach comes back and plays good football, because this draft class, he's like, how do I word this? He's like the key to this draft class. Like everyone around him, obviously not everyone, you're not every single draft pick is going to be a beast. But if I told you before this season that we had rookies like AVT, Michael Carter, Elijah Moore, even throw Brennan Eccles out there, making an impact as rookies, that's 5 starters. And then you didn't even include the quarterback. Now, if the quarterback comes out there, the rookie, and he proves to be someone that we believe that has the real ability to be a franchise quarterback, then this draft class is like so insane. And I feel like that's what is going to be a really big deciding factor for Zach Wilson this year. Like you mentioned, Ali, he got to sit down. He got to watch not only Mike White take over, not only Josh Johnson and Joe Flacco, but he watched a successful offense. And that's a really big deal because for the Jets offense before the game against Buffalo to average, to have 997 total yards, 8 touchdowns, and 64 points in 2 games, that's film of Zach Wilson to watch, of positive film. Because if the Jets offense looked terrible without Zach Wilson, say Mike White never happened, he went out there and stunk it up like he did yesterday forever, and he never had that Bengals game, never Josh Johnson to do anything against the Colts, then Zach Wilson would have, sit back and be able to watch the offense crumble. But now that Zach Wilson got an opportunity to watch what it takes for this offense to succeed in all cylinders, that's going to help Zach Wilson so much. And I don't think people understand the importance of Zach Wilson being able to sit back, take a deep breath, not being stressed out about a game. He can sit back, watch a guy like Josh Johnson, Joe Flacco, and Mike White go out there and execute the offense the way it's supposed to. Because I think every single Jets fan can agree that Zach Wilson has next level arm talent. But just because you have arm talent does not mean you can be a successful quarterback. You need to be able to put it all together. You need to be able to connect your footwork to your shoulders, to your eyes, to your mind. I mean, everything needs to be connected. Zach Wilson has the ingredients to be a next level franchise quarterback, but the things that he struggled with is decision-making, the easy layup throws, and you're not, no matter how talented your arm is, no matter how many crazy off-balance throws 60-yard down the field you can make, it won't matter unless you can do the easy stuff like a normal NFL quarterback is supposed to do by making the right decisions, being on time, because that's the biggest thing that I think Zach Wilson has been missing. He hasn't found a rhythm of being having good timing with guys like Elijah Moore yet. He was force-feeding Corey Davis the ball a ton. Now that Elijah Moore is getting comfortable and Michael Carter's getting comfortable, and those two guys are extremely good playmakers, I'm hoping that when Zach Wilson comes back, he finds those playmakers a ton, and the offense can start moving the sticks, because I genuinely believe if Zach Wilson comes back and he shows, say he, finishes with okay, so let's see, 8 games. How many games has he played? 6? Mm-hmm. So say Zach Wilson goes out there, finishes the season in 8 games, 12 touchdowns to 5 picks. That brings him to, doing math in my head real quick. That brings him to 16 touchdowns and 14 picks on the season or something. I'm just hypothetically speaking of stats of numbers where you can see Zach Wilson take a big step. If Zach Wilson comes back at the end of the year and shows why he was the second overall pick, that's going to be a big deal. And I think that's what the rest of the season is going to be all about. And of course, you cannot forget about this defense, because the defense needs to be fixed right now. And if the defense continues to do what they're doing, it doesn't really matter who the quarterback is, because we're going to lose every game.
Yeah. It's just, like I said, it was never about winning football games. I mean, it wasn't about playoffs this year. It was more about these rookies getting a shot and showing a little bit more. Obviously, I wish it was better showing by some of these rookies, but right now our focus is on Zach Wilson. A part of me wants him to sit and learn, but a part of me wants him to go out and just ball out. I mean, that's how you're going to learn the best, is going out and actually playing. The Jets have one of the easiest schedules remaining, but nothing's easy for the New York Jets right now. But, it's Zach Wilson will bring some excitement to the team. Zach Wilson will be some type of meaning to the football season, of a dead football season for the New York Jets. He's a guy that would come in because we're watching, because he's a guy that we want him for years to come to be our franchise quarterback, and he still has the potential of doing that. So what we need to see is, we saw the big plays. We know he can do the big plays. We all know that. But can he do the small thing? Can he be the game manager? Can he bring it down the field? Can he do the 2-minute drill with the game on the line? I want that scenario to come forward for Zach Wilson in one of these games this year. I want him to have a chance in the fourth quarter and see if he can come clutch. Stuff like that is going to help him grow as a quarterback. And we've seen that around the league. All these successful quarterbacks, they know how to manage the game. They know how to do the small passes. They also know how to chuck the ball down the field. We've seen him chuck them down the field. Now let's see him game manage the game and bring the Jets to victory. Obviously, the defense is a big problem for this team. We're not going to win football games as much. I don't really think. Maybe 2 more wins possibly. But, it's more about Zach Wilson leading the charge, leading the offense down the field. Hopefully maybe LaFleur is going to be in the box for the first time with Zach Wilson if he plays this week in the booth. So, I mean, maybe that will help Zach Wilson a little bit more. Um, but yeah, I truly trust Zach Wilson because he does have the talent. He has every tool to be a successful quarterback. He's a quarterback that has become the same type. Those type of quarterbacks are very common in the league now with Mahomes, Wilson, Rodgers, stuff like that. He's the quarterback that you want to develop around. So, hopefully he can finish out the year. Hopefully not no more injuries because I am sick of not seeing a full season out of quarterbacks for us. And but hopefully this break that he had made him learn a little bit more about NFL football and let him just slow everything down a little bit. He does have his trainer, his QB coach now on the football team. So hopefully he's learning a lot more now because his QB coach is with him now on the coaching staff. He sees him every day. So hopefully that can transition on the football field. I don't want crazy numbers from him. I don't want crazy stat lines, but if he can somehow keep the turnovers down and just move the chains, then we're fine. We're good in that perspective. We obviously need to address in free agency, maybe getting another wide receiver, maybe in the draft early on, get another receiver for him because you need to develop around him immediately before he goes down the drain, like Sam Darnold went down the drain. So, yeah, it's just hopeful. That's the only thing we can do is hope that they can at least show something and it becomes like a Zach Wilson season because it was a Zach Wilson season week 1. We want to see him progress and get better. And right now, out of all the quarterbacks, Mac Jones is a quarterback right now that's looking the best, and which sucks. But it's whatever, right?
Yeah, we can only control about the Jets. It sucks even thinking about the Patriots being good, but I don't even want to think about that because they're back, unfortunately. But listen, guys, Ali and I had a lot to say. We appreciate everybody that tuned in and gave your 2 cents in the chat. I appreciate all the support, whether you're a Jets fan or not. There's a lot of things that I got off my chest, a lot of things that Ali had to say about Zach Wilson, Salah, the Jets defense, the offense, everything as a whole. There's a lot of things wrong with this Jets team. There's a lot of things that needs to be fixed. There's no sugarcoating it. We got a big test against another division rival. The last thing I want the Jets team to do this year is to go 0-6 within the division again, because that's, those are the teams that we'll be competing against for a long time. Well, every single year. And if you cannot beat your division rival, that's a big concern. So we got dominated three times this year from a division rival, twice by the Patriots, once by the Bills. We have 3 more games to go. 2 against the Dolphins, 1 more against the Bills. Hopefully goes in our favor. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate all the support, guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button on your way out. We got 88 likes. Let's see if we can get this to over 100 likes before the stream is over. And yeah, guys, really do appreciate all the continuous support on the chat. Ellie, anything you want to say before we end the stream today?
No, man. Just hopefully we see some progress from this team because I think this is the worst that it can get as of now. I just hopefully we can see some progression from the rookies, from the coaching staff, and some learning curve because this can't happen anymore. Like this type of losses, it just sucks for the team. It's just awful. It's just awful in general. Mental mistakes by the coaching staff, the quarterback, everyone just making stupid mistakes, and that's why the Jets are losing the football game. Just mental. They just shoot themselves in the foot every game, which can't happen anymore. But yeah, whatever. I mean, I have the Rangers to root for. I have the Lakers to root for, I guess. So yeah, I mean, hopefully they get better. The only thing we can hope is we can see some improvement for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, man, that's the only thing we can hope. Let's hope that we can start being competitive. The defense can start getting stops, and the Jets can stop being a dysfunctional franchise that are a joke all over the place. And I am not going to be someone that's watching any national media and watch the Jets get roasted all the time because that's just going to make me even more sad. But guys, we appreciate all the support. Keep your chin up. Lighter days are ahead. Can't get worse than this. That does it for the Jets Media live stream. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace and love. Let's go Jets no matter what.